I've drawn a ton of NBA players over the last couple years, and today I strung together some of my favorite drawings I made for a compilation video. So this is gonna include a ton of different stars, art styles, mediums, and more. So listen, there's a ton of action condensed into this video, so we gotta hop into it. So let's get the fun part started by revisiting the NBA Legends drawing, where I had to draw out 5 NBA Legends in different art styles. And right here, I had to draw Magic Johnson. Obviously NBA legend, and I was going for a fantasy art style with this. I remember when I did this, I was really happy with how the background came out behind him. But moving on, like I said, this was an NBA Legends. Keyword Legends video, y'all know we had to include him. You know, he don't really need an introduction. Y'all know who this is, Michael Jordan. I'm thinking about doing another Michael Styles video in the future, like maybe 5 styles of just him specifically. I always liked how this came out, but moving on to the third legend I had, another one that was mandatory, had to put him in. You're gonna see here, I had to go for a more semi-realistic style with Kobe. But I've been thinking, looking back on this, it's been since 2022 since I made an NBA Legends video, like specifically Legends. I think I'm due to make a follow-up for this, man. It's been a while. But I moved on to the 4th player, which was Larry Bird. And let me say this, y'all saw I completed MJ and Kobe in it was more towards a semi-realistic style. So this one, I wanted some contrast. I had to make it more toony. And listen, I love drawing in the toony, you know, goofy looking art style. It's a reoccurring theme. You're gonna be seeing a lot more of that later in the video. But after I got Larry Bird done, I had to move on to the next legend, and we had the Big Diesel, man. I really can't believe it, but this was the only time I drew Shaq on my channel. Kinda crazy, but after adding in some last details, here's the Legends piece, and hey, we just get started, so kick your feet up and let's get into some more NBA content. So recently I drew Jayson Tatum so I could do the 4 art style challenge, meaning, as you could probably tell, I separated the piece into 4 different sections, and each section is gonna have a different art style in this. I keep it all the way real. I'm in control of my feelings. Then of course I moved to the second box, a whole different style, which was graffiti. That's what I was going for. You could probably see too, I had to change up my supplies, you know, grab my Posca paint pens for this. But that was done, then no time at all wasted. I got started with the 3rd box, which is a doodle style. Out of all of the styles too that I did here, this one, it might be my favorite. I don't know, but it might. Anyway, after it was looking clean, I moved on to the other box next to it. Now, if I remember correctly, I wanted to do a rough sketchbook look for this. Here was the results for Tatum, and coming up is the next video we got in the lineup. So this was one of my favorite projects, actually, drawing Luca Donich in different art styles. Now, I screwed up bad, actually. This first style was supposed to be semi-realistic, and I hated how it was looking. So I actually ended up restarting completely. I remember that. And this was the restarted, you know, second try version I had, and you can see the results for him right here. I was hyped after drawing that too, so I moved on to the second one with a lot of confidence. This was a fantasy like type of style, you know. I tried to also play around with his nickname, Luca Magic, make it look like he had fantasy powers. But you know, I was happy with this one too. I started off good, so went to the 3rd style. Now this was a newspaper comic look. You probably could tell by the newspaper in the hand. Added in some of the last few details, and here is how that one came out. Now this next style, this is one that I'm gonna have to bring back in the future. Definitely, it's long overdue. I gotta bring it back. I drew Luca in a Marvel art style here. I used to draw in this style a lot more too in the past videos. I don't know why I stopped, but anyway, here is the result of the Lucas together. I like this one along with this next. So this was the GOAT in 5 different styles. Now I made this one probably a little bit over a year ago. It was back when he broke the scoring record. Right? Y'all remember that when he got his 38,000, I can't remember exact points it was, but he broke the record. All-time scoring record, and of course, you know, I had to throw a little something together. This first style was fantasy. And And after that came out how I wanted it to, I got started with the anime look for the second one. When I was doing this, I was disappointed because I wanted it to look like a page in a manga, but it did not turn out like that. You know, I messed that up bad, so I'm about to try again in the future. But after that was together, the next style, the third one, was semi-realistic. Y'all know, it's a reoccurring theme. I always gotta throw at least like one semi-realistic drawing into the mix. I can't like really remember, but I know I started this one on a different piece of paper. Then I cut this out and glued it onto the original paper with the other styles. 3 styles in though, 2 more to go, and this next one was, I think this was doodle, or no, newspaper comic look. I'm forgetting. Speaking of forgetting, don't forget to hit the sub button, please. It's right there, not going anywhere either. I was trying to draw different versions of LeBron too in each of these boxes. But moving on, this was Miami LeBron when he was on the Heat. And listen, I know I said this 1,000 times, repeated myself, but I am gonna do another LeBron in 5 or maybe 10 styles because I wasn't crazy happy with this one came out, but my feelings are different with this next one. You can see we got right into the action, drawing John Morant. This first one was a semi-realistic style. And after putting that together, I moved to the next box, and we had to change it up a little bit. Change it up a bit and go with a fantasy art style for this. You know, maybe a little bit more on the toon side too, actually.
Okay. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Yes, sir. Hit it when you at the front gate. Act like that, no. Guess I got it.
I actually liked how that one came out. Anyway, had to move on to the next style. You know, it's been like maybe a year since I drew this John Morant. Y'all want to see him like again on the channel? I could maybe make a video with him and like the other like younger NBA stars like Ant, Wemby. I don't know, maybe Luca, throw him in there. But anyway, this was an anime version of him right here. And this was actually my favorite one on this entire panel. Now, I still include the anime style in the more recent videos I make. I've been using it a lot more. But listen, I'm telling y'all, some of these styles need to be revived. I need to draw them again. And this next style is one of them. It's the pixelated. I'm gonna have to bring that back. But here is the results. You know, like I said, I really like this one. Now this Kevin Durant video was made when he first went to the Phoenix Suns, when he got on his new team and everything. So, you know, I had to throw this one together. This was semi-realistic to start it off. I'm probably gonna draw KD again in a future NBA nickname video, like sometime down the line. I added a background too. Moving on, I was going for a neon look here. Now it's been a while since I used my Posca paint pens for this style, meaning like included it in a recent video. I still need to practice a little bit more, you know, practice with this style more to make it look a little more realistic, but moving on. I remember too, I started this next style digitally, like on my iPad and everything. I can't remember, I think I was going just for like a crazy sketch. I really can't remember. But super fast forward here to the end results for Kevin Durant. I liked how I added backgrounds for this one. I'm gonna have to bring the backgrounds back. So this next piece consists of me picking 5 NBA stars to draw out. If you can tell, it's really stylized, but this was Giannis. Now, this is who we had to kick things off with, but you can see the end result for him right here. And we moved on to the next player, and we got Tatum. I was going for a graffiti look here, and this is definitely another one of those styles that I'm gonna have to practice a little bit more and try to bring it back in the future, you know, looking improved. And you can see we got playoff Jimmy, but I'm mad he got hurt. I'm so mad he got hurt, didn't get to play in the series this year, but I don't know. Miami's probably gonna be back. had to include Embiid on the NBA Stars lineup too. I started this digitally, as you can see, and then I transferred it onto the original paper. This was, by the way, I keep forgetting to mention the styles. I think this was newspaper comic. It might have been. That's the art style. But anyway, as you can see, Trae Young was next in the Stars lineup. And every time I draw him, I always gotta do him in his pose, man. The Ice Tray pose. I had to. But this is one of my favorite drawings too. As you can see the results right here, man. I really like this one. So I'm sure y'all remember earlier in the video I had a 4 styles challenge for Jayson Tatum. I also did one for Giannis right here. These videos did like pretty bad YouTube view wise, but I really enjoyed the 4 style challenge. I might have to bring it back. This next style I got started with was anime. You know, looking back on this, I definitely should have included or had one box be like semi-realistic, preferably the first one. I should have made that semi-realistic. For the next box, we had to run with the doodle type of look. And after that was done, you know, if you could tell, I had to bring out the brick wallpaper because we had to go with neon. But I'm gonna show y'all the full reveal of this one right here. You can see the results for Giannis' hair, but that's the end of the videos for this compilation. I'm gonna have actual new videos coming out like soon, maybe next week, so please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm out.